Traders, how are we doing this week? It's been a shorter week. Monday was off. Tuesday and Wednesday traded. I was green both days. Yesterday I did not trade. And today's going to be kind of a shorter day for me because my son's got a kindergarten testing thing going on that I got to go to around lunchtime. Now, Tuesday and Wednesday, I started off in the hole and was able to climb myself back into the green. Can we please not start that way today? Can we just start green and stay green and build on top of that? That's the idea today. I'm going to be a little bit more picky. I say that because with these hangovers, they're all sitting up at resistance overbought. Some may snap, might miss them. It is what it is. Don't cry over spilled milk. Some may pop up. And we get like what we saw with Cake, Cheesecake Factory. That thing gave an upper. We called it in pre-market. When I was editing that video, I'm like, Kevin, brilliant. This thing was at resistance, popped a point over it. I remember saying, that thing could give it all back. It could pop and have a huge upper shadow, and that is what it did. So those are the plays we look for. I like to give them a little room at resistance because of that. Sometimes we see a big upper shadow. They don't necessarily just tap right at resistance and then reject off of that. Sometimes we get the liquidity grabs like we saw the last few days on a number of tickers, number of IPOs that were roller coaster rides, elevator up, elevator down, back and forth. Let the trades come to you. Don't force trades. Don't chase after trades. Let them set up and come to you. I got a few that I'm watching this morning. Trading wisdom for the day. Do not let your ego trade for you. Your ego does not know how to trade. If you trade your ego, that ain't going to be a fun day. You're going to oversize. You're going to revenge trade. You're going to be on tilt. Traders like to trade. We have an innate inability to just cut the computer off. That's something we got to learn. We want to keep trading, but you got to trade your edge, your setup, and move on with the day. Unfortunately, the truth of the matter is sitting in front of the computer for a longer amount of time typically doesn't pay more. It pays more market tuition, but it doesn't put money into your account. Let's get into a few tickers, set our OCO orders, and move on to the next setup. Traders, let's get into the computer. I had a trader say that the NASDAQ route has actually been quicker for him with no cancellations, not a ton of slippage. And so what we're going to do is set, and that's what I did. I went down to my hotkey, modified it, and the route chose NSDQ for NASDAQ. And we're going to save that. Now, when we enter a position, what I do is I go to the positions tab over here, and what I do is right click on that ticker and set an OCO order. Now typically by default smart route is selected, so we're gonna have to change that once we get into a ticker to a different route, and hopefully it sticks to that route. We'll see how that works. But sitting at 1,076 on the $1,000 small account challenge, would really like to get over $1,100 to end the week, straight green week. That would be fantastic. I want to be real focused today on some good entries because there's quite a few tickers I'm looking at. CNH again, which is what paid us on Wednesday. We got it up near resistance and that thing faded from a 1294 entry all the way down to the 1260s. That was excellent. It popped back up yesterday and formed a real nice descending triangle on the day, even yesterday. Can we get another pop today on CNH and risk 13? The reason I've been trading this is because it's overbought hangover, up towards resistance, 1330s area, high on the RSI, many green days back to back. That's what the strategy entails. Short selling, overbought tickers up towards resistance, tight risk with a lot of reward. So CNH is one of them. LTH, this is the 5-day chart. We do top-down analysis, so we look at the daily chart, the 5-day chart, the minute chart. We look at it all to get an idea of the personality of this ticker. Somebody asked me the other day if I was going to trade some of the IPOs that were released yesterday, and I don't. I mean, this edge and strategy doesn't trade IPOs. Why is that? Because you can't look left of the chart. To me, it feels more gambly when I have no information. I have no past chart history analysis to do. Technical analysis is where I define the risk and reward. And additionally to that, I look at the relative volume strength deviation. So in simple terms, I look at the comparative volume on the day versus a different day. So let me show you that. And this is all in Thinkorswim. If you want to add this to your chart, you can do so in the description below. I have a video on setting all this up. So for example, looking at the past chart history on, what ticker is this? LTH. We go way back and this purple bar right here, that's about 6.5 million shares of volume. The dashed line here is the average amount of volume that it has. So I like to see when it has abnormal volume, that creates abnormal opportunities where the money is made, whether long or short. That provides liquidity. And we see that this ticker has 6.7 million shares traded that day. And what did it do? Well, it sold off from $16 down to about 13.5. So it gave 3 points back. Now we look further along and we have another similar day here with a similar amount of volume, 6.78 million shares. And what did it do? Well, that one dropped from $23 down to about $21.70. So that gave a couple points back. It did something very similar. So I like to look at that because of that. I can see when it has this amount of volume, what does it typically do? Or want to do. You get an idea of the personality of this ticker. LTH, it's one I'm watching. It's overbought. We don't have a lot of information. We're at all-time highs right there, so we could risk previous highs. Always go into these trades trying to determine and define what your risk is going to be. COGT, that one nice climb yesterday. What I like about this one, COGT, is it came right up to its 200-day moving average and tapped it. You see that? Right at $9. Next, BE. This one, quick move up towards resistance. 28.25 was that magic number hit yesterday on the daily. We're popping right up towards, for the third time, 28.50 resistance. Will it break? I don't know. But we short it at resistance with a tight risk, so we will trade that. ACAD, nice climb yesterday. Looking left of the chart, we are at some major resistance levels. Let's extend this to the left. This is now about the fourth time, but you see when it pops up towards this resistance, that is where you have excess supply, and that's where you short. You see these upper shadows, and then typically in the past, this has sold back on off to this bottom trend line that we can draw out. Bottom trend line in an ascending triangle, so we have higher lows getting squeezed tighter and tighter up towards that resistance. Could it break and pop out and stop us out? It absolutely could, but it's at the resistance now. We will see what she does. Next is IREN. Last few days has been on a nice climb up towards resistance as well. Looking left of the chart, this actually looks like a head and shoulders. Now, I don't want to marry that idea. You never want to marry any ideas because tickers will let you down. They're not loyal, but this is some nice head right here. 1592. That's some nice head, and then our shoulders are at 1250, which is where it's at right now, and our neckline's down on this trend line. Here's our neckline we can draw out. Right there, a little above $10. I'll show you. They come in all shapes and sizes. I'll show you what that is in case you don't know. This is essentially what it is. Shoulder, shoulder, head. It's a bearish pattern because normally what you do is you hit that shoulder of resistance. It snaps like this elevator down candle and then breaks the neckline and fades. We'll see if we get that snap and break. We could trade IREN on that head and shoulders. Maybe it sets up today. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't at all. Don't let the ego trade. The ego says, oh, Kevin, you've recognized this head and shoulders. No one else sees it. Not true at all. Just trade the chart. ALKS. Similar story, popping up towards resistance left of the chart. And then C, which is Citibank. They came out with good earnings recently. They're at all-time, are they at all-time highs? Let me look at least the 3-year chart. It looks like they're at all-time highs right now. They closed below their previous close yesterday. So they had their first red day in like a week yesterday. Upper shadow there. So maybe it looks like it wants to start profit taking and pulling back in a little bit. I wouldn't mind just taking a stab at it against the previous close, which is the yellow line here. If it wants to stay heavy under 82, we could fade it under 82. We got 10 minutes till the market opens on up. I just want to give you guys some insight into my thoughts before we start trading. Those are the tickers I'm going to be flipping through when the market opens up. Traders, let's get it. 3, 2, 1. Market is open. Not taking a trade yet. Letting her come to us. Let's give it at least 5 seconds. Checking the spreads as well. IREN pulling in off of that resistance tap. Again, not crying today off of spilled milk. BE popping up. All right. CNH, I still like it. This is the one we traded. I mean, if it really wants up and over 13, which it could, I think we can hit it again at like 13, 10, 15, 20. Watching that one to see what she does. Not anxious to jump into anything quite yet. ALKS. Selling off at the open. C, which is Citibank, we could hit risk in the 82 area. It's getting a little pop right now. I really don't mind that. Pull up C. Filled 81.84 on C. Let's set our OCO. Right click, close with OCO. Let's change our route to NASDAQ. Yep, on both. Let's give it to like 82.20 on the stop. I got in 20% of the buying power, 81 on the profit target, 82.20 on the stop, because I don't really want it to reclaim up and over 82. Going to give it a little room though, but she's popping up right now there. That's C. Remember, C had the red day yesterday. It overbought, had its first red day. We like it to stay heavy under the previous close, 82, giving it up towards like 82.20. That's going to be resistance. We'll let her play out and see what she does. That one's popping up towards that area for us. IREN, hitting resistance and selling off. ACAD might be forming an upper shadow for us. I could get involved with ACAD. It is hitting this upper resistance pretty good. I do like it. ACAD, but a little spready concerns me. Might go a little smaller in the share size just because of that. 1912, the order placed for the short on ACAD. Risk would be up over the highs. All right, order filled. 30 shares, 1912. See, that was the concern. I'm already down 10 cents on those shares, so let's set the OCO there. I really don't want it back over like 1930. I know that's kind of tight though. We'll give it to 1940, 1850 profit target. All right, so that order's out. I mean, I like the chart. I like the chart a lot. It's a little thinly traded, kind of an upper shadow right at the start of the day though. In the yearly, it looks good. I mean, it may break. It's right at resistance, so I don't mind taking this trade with a tight stop. And then C is testing 82 out right now, the previous close. See, I have an 81.84 average there. But just in those two right now, I want to flip through a couple more and see what else we're working with. BE hitting resistance. Yeah, let's take a position on BE, risking the highs. Filled 27.98. Let's set our stop pretty quick on BE. BE is going to be over the highs. 28.40. All right, I'm in 3 in red currently. I don't think I want to get involved with any more right now. Those 3, we'll see if any of them work for us. Stops are fairly tight on them. If all 3 of them worked for us, it'd be a really nice green day. Here are the positions. ACAD, fill 1912. Right now, bid and ask 1908, 1917. BE, short 27.98. That one we're green on according to the bid and ask right now. And then C, 81.84 short. That one we are red on currently. Smaller share size there. And we have OCO orders set on all of them. So pretty much just chilling. If they want to break, have a leg on up on the day, we'll get stopped out for small loss on the day. If not, we will be looking pretty good on the day. Now, BE just got a random quick spike. That one will stop us out at 28.40. But we're in 20% of our buying power. So our buying power on $1,000, $6,000 roughly, $6,500. So 20% of that's like $1,200, $1,300 on each of these tickers in share size amounts. Yeah, we really need it to hold up and not get a new high over 28.40, sitting right up at resistance. Yeah, here's ACAD. That hit resistance, starting to pull in some. If we can get all 3 of them working for us, that would be so nice. Not asking for a lot today. Just want to hit quota, $20 and be done for the day. Come on, BE. We need you under this previous clothesline. It is snapping under VWAP, but we need more than that. We need it below the previous clothesline because it could easily pop right back up. It's just going sideways. That's what I don't like. And the overall market is going straight up. ACAD in the 18s on the bid. This one's so far working out pretty well. BE is just kind of going sideways here. I don't want it to hold up over the previous close. Okay, that's good. Staying heavy under VWAP at the moment. And ACAD looking good for us. That one's in the 1890s now. That hangover's working well. BE, I'm just not trusting this one, man. Price action's just kind of weird. Yeah, look at that lower shadow getting balled up right there. ACAD, the bid is at 1884 now. BE's hitting this upper trend line, getting rejected off of it. Let's get a crack under 2667. Probably adjusting the stop on BE, to be honest. The price action's weird and I don't really want it to start heading back up towards the high. Trying to be patient with the PAY because ACAD is working great for us. I don't want to marry BE if it's not going to work. Canceled the OCO. I might be getting out of this. See what it does up here over VWAP. Yeah, I'm getting out of BE. So took an L there, and C is working out right now. B is up in the 30s, so that was probably a good stop there. Let's see if there's anything else on our watch list. Oh, CNH did actually get up and over 13. Dang, we missed that, guys. IREN, the head and shoulders, massive red to green move. All right, so CNH, I want to be mindful of this one on a pop. We could short it. I am interested in CNH on the short side for sure. Order filled, 200 shares, 1306. CNH, close it with an OCO order. Well, she's getting a pop right now. Yeah, I really don't want her back up to like 13.15. I'm going to put it at 13.13 because I highly wouldn't like that either. Profit target, 12.85. All right, let's see if CNH throughout the day can be a good one again for us today. We were green on the day. I really was trying to let BE work for us a little bit, and she did not want to. I mean, that one's getting a pop right now, but now actually getting a death drop. Let me pull up BE. That one might be getting the upper shadow of death. All right, BE, we might need to hit that. Got the death candle is what they call it. We might be popping up over resistance and then having the elevator down flush and sell off and go red on the day. I could see that after that real big sell off now. Okay, order filled at 44. So let's place an OCO back there. I mean, I like what we're seeing here with that death candle. 28.80 is going to be the stop. So we don't want it back up there where it had that death candle where some longs might be trapped in it. But now we're going to try to ride her down for some nice profit because that's a nice looking candle right there. It's a little chasey, but I think the risk may be worth it just based on the death candle, because oftentimes these have a hard time recovering from that. CNH climbing all the way back up towards the highs, so that little bear flag that I was looking at may not be getting it today. Yeah, she looks like she wants to come up and take me out. I'm in 4 trades at the moment, all relatively small position sizes, just looking to hit quota on the day, keep the risk tight if nothing wants to work out. Really trying to give everything an opportunity to work for us today, though. Taking high probability setups with great reward and tight risks. So what that means is we will get stopped out quite a bit, but the ones that work for us are going to work well. Just like our last trading day, we were red the first 3 trades. And then we were pretty green on the 4th one, which put us green on the day. Clearly should have waited for BE to come to us a little bit. I really didn't think it was going to pop all the way back up like this. Thought she was looking like she wanted to go red on the day, stay really heavy. Right now, not staying as heavy as I anticipated. So that one's actually about to pop up and liquidate us. Yeah, order filled on BE. Okay. Well, 2 red trades on a ticker means blacklisted for me. I don't trade it anymore. BE's got some strange price action anyways on it. I'll just watch this one, but I'm not going to trade that anymore. It looked juicy with this $29 drop down to $28.30, but the reclaim up here, not a fan of. Let's see how C is looking, because we have really small share size there. Testing the previous close right now is what C is doing. And ACAD still looks good for us. All right, I want to hit C for some more shares. Order filled, 81.94. C, I have 81.88 average right now. It feels like I'm giving these tickers every opportunity. The market's like going 35 miles per hour, and I'm trying to push it. I'm like, come on, let's go 45, let's go 55. And it's just not, at least my setup's not giving me as much as I want. ACAD coming all the way back up towards my average. Not a huge fan of that. That was the one that was working for us today and didn't take any profits. CNH coming down, hit resistance, so that's good. My average there is 1306 though, so still kind of red on it at the moment. But traders, I'm being patient. I want these to work. I'm going to let these 3 work. I'm trying to, come on. So CNH looking good for us. Plenty of room to sell off. Down to, well, 12.95 might try to bounce off of that. Let's at least attempt to take half off at 12.96 since we saw some previous resistance, now support right here. We got filled 100 at 96. Now what we should do is set an OCO with our adjusted stop at our break-even price, 1306, and the rest down at like 1285. So we're either green on this ticker or greener on this ticker. And then we're working our 2 other trades I'll show you guys right now. ACAD, 30 shares short, 1912 average, bid ask, low 19s. C, 30 shares, 8188. That's about 10 cents off of that right now. ACAD has been doing pretty much nothing. Going to try to get out of this one. Filled. ACAD. That was a break-even trade. CNH, I was tempted to take all down there at 92. But the last trading day that I traded CNH was this day. And I took it all at 79, I believe. And it faded all the way into the 60s. And I regretted not leaving a partial. So that's what I'm trying to do today, is leave a partial with CNH. This will be the day that it that it tries to reclaim the highs, you know. I'm happy with myself as far as letting these work. They haven't been cooperating as much as I'd like them to, though. But B, we took 2 losses on, and thankfully, I mean, it had this big elevator down, recovered all of it, fake out, breakout, and then back down. You know, we chased it a little bit. We could have waited for that to reclaim and catch that fake out breakout. That would have been a nice trade there, but chased it a little bit, unfortunately. IREN looks like a good short up here against 13. Was one of our risk areas, our best risk area, 13. Let's see if I get filled. 50 shares at 1284 on the short side. Filled. All right, 1296 is going to be the stop, IREN. Don't want it back up there. 1260, the profit target. Confirm and send. Entry, 1284, 50 shares. Stop up here around resistance, and profit down at 60. I'm going to get out CNH, all out CNH, down here at the lows. IREN I still like. I'd like a flush under the 70s. And then C is still doing nothing. Been given every opportunity in the world for this one. Really just been doing absolutely nothing. Man, CNH just beautiful. That one popped right up to our resistance target. Wasn't here for that entry. Got a little bit lower. So that one made us some money again today. Iron, good. Let's get below the 70s. It looks like she can really snap here. If we start selling off, profit taking, hitting stop orders. We're under this support line where we have lower shadows. That's good for us. A descending triangle pattern. I'm going to take all of it. 1267. IREN. Train the descending triangle. Back down towards VWAP. I got to go here shortly. So what are we working with? Just C. Our arch nemesis. And she looks good. She looks like she's getting bought up. Probably just need to stop out of her, giving her plenty of time. And let's do just that. Filled 8207. Well, that was about the hardest $11 I've ever worked for today. Sitting at the highs on the account, so I'm happy with that. We stopped out of C, gave it a lot of time to work. BE, we stopped out of. That wants higher, so we're going to keep that on our watch list for Monday. C and H worked for us again today. My attention was diverted elsewhere, but that 13.15 entry, oh my goodness, guys, that would have been money. So we had to kind of chase it a little bit. Didn't get the best entry. And IREN on that descending triangle up towards resistance as well. We stopped out of a few, made a few dollars here and there. It's the name of the game. We kept our risk tight and tried to let our winners work for us. Overall, pretty satisfied with my performance today. I gave these tickers every opportunity to work for us. It is what it is. We traded quite a bit today, so we're just going to take the W and run. We were green every day this week. We got to keep that up, keep the risk tight, keep the reward running, keep the OCO orders going. Traders, let me know how you did in the comment section below. Traders, love you guys. We'll see you Monday morning.